Beer O'Clock Hill.
Is Beer O'Clock Hill on?
Beer O'Clock Hill.
The famous Beer O'Clock Hill.
Beer O'Clock Hill, the finale.
Yeah, baby, come on.
Beer O'Clock Hill is a real highlight of this park. Everybody comes to watch Beer O'Clock Hill.
I gave him about a 0 to 2% chance of driving the hill.
Look, it's like nearly 5 tonne.
Here goes nothing.
This week we're heading to the Springs 4x4 Park where 4Drive TV fans jumped at the chance to join us for a day of wheeling and fun. We kicked things off on the purpose-built test track, then headed for the hill drags where challenges were laid down and scores were settled. The day finished in epic style at Beer O'Clock Hill. So hang around for all the action on the 4Drive TV Punters Day at the Springs 4x4 Park.
South East Queensland is a hub for 4-drive activity. You've got beaches, you've got islands, you've got beautiful forests and mountains. But at the moment, with the weather they've had, most of that is flooded, washed away, or locked up. So we've come to the Springs 4x4 Park to have a little bit of fun.
Coolest thing was like when Simon hooked us up and said, we want to come down to the Springs, I was like, absolutely, this is going to be a pretty exciting weekend. But you've never been here. And I think the challenging thing is when you've never been here and you've heard about Beer O'Clock Hill and the drags, heck man, even the warm-ups in the morning can be difficult out here. So really excited, looking forward to it. It should be an epic day.
Giant convoy. I think we had around about 15 to 20 cars to start off with, and people joined us on the way. So it was an awesome sight to see so many cars.
And I couldn't stop but saying to my tread team, going, snag that photo, because the convoy was huge, it was snagged.
But this morning we've had a nice and easy meet and greet, and now we're down at the Springs 4x4 Park testing ground.
What a great little track, fantastic. Nice little wombat holes to drop into, get a bit of angle on the car. Bit of movement around, try and get around the big tyres that were there, and a bit of a climb out.
And then into a big hole, and then basically straight up a vertical climb. And it was fairly sharp, so once you got up there, if you didn't give it enough berries, you kind of got hung up on the top.
How you going? I'm Lucas, and this is the Battle Axe GU Patrol behind us. Be in the park, aren't it? Lots of customers, and I'm going to push them pretty hard, see how far I can take them.
So, woof, hit it hard.
The highlight was the Iveco, just seeing where that thing went through the wombat holes and up the hill climbs, and it's just amazing where it could go.
Huge amount of fun. It's definitely what you want to learn what your car's doing before you go out and put it on some of these tracks that are out here that are challenging, that are difficult. Going to the test track, you'll actually see, I guess, where your limitations are.
My vehicle did it without a problem. You know, it was quite easy. Yes, I cracked a flare, but that happens. But poor old Chris.
For me in the Jeep, I knew the wheelbase was long, but that little rollover, I bellied out, we tried different lines. I have the flex, I have the drive, I have the lockers, I have the sway bar disconnect. It has everything you want from a vehicle, but the breakover is always very, very different. I learned that today.
He has to be the problem child every time. Use the tread boards to get him out. It's amazing how much traction you can get out of those tread boards, put in the right position. We got him back down, he tried again, got stuck again.
Well, Simon said, hey, I've got a mighty Iveco. I'm just gonna shunt you. And I'm like, hey man, this is a brand new car. Okay, give me a shunt.
So after we had all gone through the test track, we had a Jeep pull up and basically looked stock as a rock. I thought I was going to nosedive.
So yeah, I got a bit of Dutch courage and took the Grand Cherokee out, which is fairly stock standard.
Nice car, family car.
You know, he had it up on a stupid angle in the first holes, which I looked up and thought, oh, he's over, but no, he hung onto it. And then coming out, he got hung up.
He started driving through and he got stuck the first go and he backed it up. And we thought, oh, he might back out of it.
But it came out at warp speed. The thing just launched. It was great to see. I was waiting for the airbags to pop.
Surprised me, it did pretty well.
Congrats to him, he did bloody well.
First run on the test track, always nervous because you've seen a few guys go and you're like, that kind of looked easy. Then you get to do it and you're like, oh, that ain't so easy. All in all, that is a serious test track.
In the convoy we had a Suzuki Jimny, which was actually really, really well set up and very ambitious.
My name's Darren and this is my 2019 Suzuki Jimny. The key features of the Jimny is its twin lock, 33-inch tyres, 4-inch lift and reduction gears. So it's a great little vehicle to point and shoot on the tracks.
We had everything from Suzuki Jimnys right through to full-blown what looked like comp truck Tritons.
I was the only person to be able to actually straddle the tyres properly without sort of getting stuck. Obviously got stuck once, then drove it the rest of the time.
I've just bought a Triton myself, so it was nice to see what my Triton could be like. I get a lot of crap for having a Triton, so to see what the Tritons can do and to see how well they went, it's nice to know that you can maybe get there one day.
Brought the old Suzuki out, figured I'd try and get even one smaller Suzuki in the convoy than the Jimny. It was quite nerve-wracking coming up to those big wheel lifting sections there. I expected to be spinning wheels, throwing rocks everywhere, but took it in its stride, just walked on through.
This is my 99 Defender. Poor old thing, it's 20-year-old, it's getting a bit sad. So decided after I broke the diff the last time, stick patrol diffs under it. So it's got GU patrol diffs, RCVs, coilover front and a triple bypass rear. So good fun to drive fast off-road.
It's a good chance to bring out the tread. And I heard what the tyres are doing to our EXO tread on our tread boards. So those treads are reinforced and they're so strong. Didn't even see hardly any damage at all considering what was done to them.
There was two Tritons that had been done up and they were pretty much brother and sister. They were racing each other, just trying to outdo each other. They were doing some crazy stuff and it was cool to see.
This is my Triton. It's the sister to the other Triton. Solid axle conversion, 12-inch coilovers, 10 in the rear, daily driver. First trip, finished it yesterday.
I have an Instant Patrol short wheelbase. It's the TD42 and it's twin locked and got reduction gears. I just put it on 37 treps and it's made the world of difference. It's a really capable car, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, it's pretty basic, small lift, 33s, twin locked, when it's four-wheel drive, about it really.
The XJ only had rear drive, no front drive at all. He got through without a problem. That really, really surprised me. What a great little track, fantastic. Nice little wombat holes to drop into, get a bit of angle on the car, bit of movement to try and get around the big tyres that were there and a bit of a climb out.
The massive hole at the end with a bit of a jump out. There was some exciting wheel lifts and stuff coming out of that.
Next up, we've got something a little bit more challenging. There's a massive stump on the right-hand side that's going to cause me a lot of drama.
Simon hit one really hard, got a good wheel lift. I've never seen the Iveco go that high. It was pretty intense.
Oh yeah, I could have stood under his tyre. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, baby.
That is great.
That's how we do it in the big truck.
Well, someone tells me I had a bit of a wheel lift in the Jeep, but honestly, in that thing, you don't know, you don't feel it.
Definitely push their vehicles to limits, seeing what they can do, seeing who's better, boys being boys.
We eventually ended up back at camp, had some lunch, got some tucker into us, all fueled up.
It's a good way to settle the nerves for the big races ahead. So straight after lunch, nerves are settled, toe to track. It is a really iconic hill out here. Now everyone had a bit of a go, always nervous to get straight back in after lunch, but really comfortable.
Beautiful little hill climb, nice and steep, plenty of traction on the ground. As you got up further, there was quite a few rocks and a bit of shale, so it was a little bit scratchy.
When I saw Hilux Hill and we had Jonathan and all the other guys out there just hitting it up, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. It's a good hill. It's not really going to have that issue of breakover, so throw the Gladiator up that.
Everybody did very, very, very well. It was dry, so there was a lot of traction.
On this trip, we've got two. We've got my Jeep and we've got the Mickey Thompson Jeep. Jeff in the Jeep has gone, I'm going to give it a go. And he's sent it up. Now, he's on all terrains. He's got lockers that are playing up, and he properly gave that hill a nudge.
Halfway up the hill, there's a little rock step that if you're not watching, you don't see it, and you can pop a wheel up. Luckily, I saw it and backed off for it and just popped it up over. But a couple of guys didn't see it, so unfortunately, they had a bit of a bounce there. Luckily, they didn't do any damage, thank God, but you've got to keep your eyes on the road the whole time.
Got up to the top, and that view up the top was just worth it every time to be able to get up there and I guess experience that. It was definitely one of those hills to look at from the bottom of it, to watch the cars and just how steep it is, how high that you're ascending to get to the top. It looked intimidating, but when you drove it, it was a good, fun hill. You wouldn't even need to lock out. You're really open diffs within your low second, low third. That's a good, fun hill.
It's amazing, young Jake's come along with his little Suzuki Sierra. It looks like a little Matchbox toy. Everyone laughs at it, but I tell you what, he kicked some butt today. He really did. That last hill climb that he did, fantastic. That vehicle, and even going through the test track, shouldn't have done what it's done, but he's put it in the right spot, very stable, and went through without an issue.
All these beautiful cars going up Toyota Hill, all coming back down to the bottom of the hill, and I tell you what, all I could think was, what's going to happen when we get to the hill drags, which was right behind us?
Once we finished that hill, we went down, and there's two tracks side by side they use for hill drags. So obviously we all wanted to challenge one another and have a crack. I had a crack with Chris in the Gladiator. Beat him on the first run. That was a lot of fun, really hammer up the hill, and to watch the other guys, Barney having a go against the Y62 Supercharged.
Now that drag race, when the boys told me about that, I was super pumped. I was like, Chris, you, now, here, this is the place. And the first run up was a smoked him all the way. It was an easy race. I looked over at Chris, couldn't see him, looked in the mirror, back there in my soot. So it was a lot of fun. And then we went again and again and again. I think by the fifth race it was pretty settled. He might have won one. I might have given him that one because he's got a lot of ego and I want him to feel involved today. But absolutely, all he saw was smoke and soot and dust and rut, and I love the drag race.
So the quickest way up there is definitely in the right-hand lane, whereas with the left-hand lane there is a bit of a sharp turn, about 3/4 of the way up. So if you don't nail it properly, that's where you will lose time.
Naturally, the Jimny was probably the slowest car on the track, but look, that's not a strong point. A strong point is its crawling and its ability to get up the hills.
Probably punished the thing a little bit harder than it needed to be, bit of limmy and a bit of full send up the hill, racing against the bigger rig, who's a 76 wagon. I think he just had me on the first run and then tied second, which I don't think is too bad for a 20-year-old diesel.
Yeah. The Iveco even had a crack at the hill drag. Yes, he had a bit of a head start, but I tell you what, it actually surprised me how quick he did go up. I didn't think it'd go up that fast, but yeah, it wasn't fast, but it was faster than what we expected.
So Barney even gave him the slightest of head starts, and by slight I mean half track head start, and it still didn't help.
So yeah, it's still up to debate who was the quickest, but Legendex V8 treads supercharged patrol, they were probably my highlight. And then my son in his GU patrol, Sledgehammer, had to race me in Battle Axe, and he actually got me. So that was exciting as well.
Beer O'Clock Hill.
Is Beer O'Clock Hill on?
Beer O'Clock Hill.
The famous Beer O'Clock Hill.
Beer O'Clock Hill, the finale.
Yeah, baby, come on, you can do it.
So they've talked us into this thing called Beer O'Clock Hill, and it is a monster, the vertical hill climb.
They can't even walk up it.
They're having trouble
It's on
walking
full
up it.
force going up it.
First cab off the ranks for us was Simon in the mighty Iveco.
The one person who we thought might have a shot at it was our friend Simon and the Iveco.
And that Iveco, that guy, he is insane. If Simon's got the courage to do it, everyone had the courage to do it.
The Iveco going up that hill, look, it's like nearly 5 tonne.
The Iveco and Beer O'Clock Hill. So I think Simon was pretty nervous, to be honest.
Oh, mighty Diplock, take me to the top.
I gave him about a 0 to 2% chance of driving the hill.
Here goes nothing. Beer O'Clock Hill. That is a steep mother trucker of a hill. It's the rock steps that cause all the drama. We can't bounce around too much, we'll lose traction and snap something. Work our way up through here. She's steep, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, baby, come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Oh, holy moly, far out.
Next up was myself in the Jeep Gladiator. I wanted to try and, I guess, crawl a little bit more. I got hung up on a little rock ledge. So I had to have a second attempt. On my second attempt, I gave it a couple more berries. I got to the top, it was just an absolute blast.
Believe it or not, little rig, the little Jimny, he went up there, bounced around like crazy.
It's so steep, and just heading up at first, I thought everything was okay. Once I got to those rock steps, I did start to get a little bit bouncy.
Even Lucas sort of said, hey, look, you know, it's not the right wheelbase for this. Darren just went, no, I'm going to give it a go. I'm happy to sign whatever waiver you got from here.
It was definitely a pucker up moment. Kept moving forward and got me there in the end.
After Iveco, which is huge, and the little Jimny, I had the courage to have a crack at it myself. I loved today. It was just perfect. Beer O'Clock Hill.
It's quite loose underneath the tyres, so once you get to the actual rock step halfway up, you have to give it a little bit of a bump. Once you do that, it's just smooth sailing from there. It's quite fun.
but pretty stoked that, yeah, first attempt, straight up.
Didn't think it was going to be absolutely as big as it was. Nut out the man and the boys.
Awesome day. The guys that have come out to greet us and show us their rides. Fantastic group of guys.
Today was epic watching everyone just step through there.
To see something like a 4-ton Iveco go up that hill is just incredible.
Great people, great park, good park owners, good tracks, a lot of fun.
Thankfully, no breaks, so it's been a good day in that respect.
So a big thanks to 4 Wheel Drive TV for organising the event. It's good to see like-minded people out here with a 4 Wheel Drive journey running through their veins, I suppose you could call it.
Thanks for watching the episode, guys. More Life Off-Road coming your way next week.